This story is not meant to be heard after midnight.
Elise stood before the crumbling mansion, the one her grandmother used to whisper about, the House of Whispers. Its tall, broken windows reflected a dying sun, and vines crawled across the blackened stone like veins of rot. She hadn't been back since the funeral, but the inheritance letter said this place was hers now. Inside, the air was damp, heavy with mildew and a strange floral scent, like jasmine buried under wet soil. Dust motes floated through the beams of light that leaked from the shattered ceiling. The door closed behind her with a sigh, as if the house had been waiting to exhale. On the wall, a faded family portrait showed her grandmother, and behind her, a blur, a faint outline of something humanoid, translucent. Elise blinked, but the shape remained. "Hello," she called, voice echoing through the hall. Whispers answered, dozens of them, soft as breaths, weaving her name into the air. Elise. At the end of the corridor, Elise found a door half open, revealing a room lined with mirrors of all sizes. Some were shattered, others draped in yellowed cloths. Her reflection fragmented into dozens of ghostly copies. Each one seemed to breathe a heartbeat later than she did. She brushed a cloth aside, revealing an ornate mirror with carved wooden wings around its frame. The glass was fogged, though the air was cold. She wiped the surface, and her reflection didn't move. Elise froze. The version of her in the mirror smiled, slowly lifting a hand to the glass. A soft tapping sound followed. Tap, tap, tap. The whispers began again, rising from the floorboards. "She's back, she's back." Elise stumbled backward, and the lights flickered. When she turned toward the door, it was gone. Nothing but solid wall where it had been. Her reflection now stood alone in the mirror, trapped. But it wasn't Elise anymore. Elise ran through the corridors that now stretched impossibly long, the walls pulsating faintly as if alive. The whispers grew louder, layering on top of each other in an impossible language. She covered her ears, but the voices were inside her skull. In the dining hall, the grand table was set for a feast long ended. Rotten food filled the plates, and empty chairs sat in perfect order. She caught a glimpse of her grandmother at the head of the table, smiling, but when she blinked, only bones remained. On the ceiling, words were scratched in soot. "She hears U.S." The chandelier swayed, chains creaking as if something unseen brushed against it. The walls began to bleed a dark liquid that smelled like iron. "Elise," a voice whispered, distinct this time, close behind her ear. "We missed you." Elise found a spiral staircase descending into darkness. Each step groaned under her weight. At the bottom, a massive oak door awaited, bound in iron chains. A faint red light pulsed beneath it, casting shadows like moving hands on the walls. She grabbed a rusted key from her pocket, something she didn't remember having, and fitted into the lock. As she turned it, a voice hissed, "Don't let them out." The chains fell away. The door opened to reveal a small, windowless chamber lined with whispering mouths etched into the stone. Air rushed past her, warm and alive. The mouths began to move, whispering in perfect unison. "Trade. Your name." Her reflection appeared in the air before her, shimmering like heat haze. "Give it to me," it said, "and I'll let you leave." Elise's throat tightened. The air grew heavy, pressing against her chest. "My name," she whispered. The reflection smiled wider. "Your name keeps you tethered. Give it to us, and you'll be free of the noise." Behind her, the whispers screamed louder. Hundreds of voices begging, laughing, crying. She clutched her head and fell to her knees. "Elise," they roared. She screamed back, "Take it." The reflection stepped forward, placing its hand over her heart. The world went silent. For a moment, there was peace. Then darkness swallowed her whole. When she opened her eyes, she was standing outside the mansion, the morning sun rising. The house was quiet, too quiet. Weeks later, a real estate agent entered the property to assess its value. Everything looked abandoned, except for a mirror hanging in the hallway. When he walked past it, his reflection turned its head and smiled. The faintest whisper escaped the glass. "Elise." From that day, every visitor claimed they heard someone breathing in the walls. The House of Whispers had a new voice among them.
If you're still here, it means it found you too.